Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the corners of the earth and be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few wakwaf that are listening and learning, we say shalom. All right, now we're going to play this video of this woman speaking about an event that took place, or a couple of events that took place in Aurora, Colorado, which is, part of Denver, sanctuary city. As a matter of fact, can somebody look up these robberies and see, to get the facts behind them? The gun store robberies and the jewelry store robberies, supposedly done by, or what's the word that they use? Allegedly done by the Venezuelans in Colorado. Can somebody pull up those articles? And before we even start, somebody grab that scripture, the Accuser of Our Brethren in Revelation. Is it 12 and 12?
Revelation chapter 12.
No.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointing. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Right, and it's just been brought out, that accuser mean categorized. They like to categorize us as delinquents, as the problem here in America. But the true problem in America and in the world is the so-called white man, the pale male. He's like a cancer. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. And I'll say it once again. The most dangerous man on the planet is the pale male with a bald face. Especially if he's got a badge. All right. I just saw a news article about a sheriff who pleaded guilty, took a plea deal, and ended up getting a couple months in prison or something like that. And he molested a underage girl. All right, and this girl was the daughter of a woman that he was seeing. All right, so he went off 2 times. All right, because in the scriptures, you're not supposed to touch your wife's daughter. If she has a daughter already, you're supposed to treat that girl as if she's your own daughter. You don't go and go and lie with her. That's beyond. You don't lie with them. And I know there's a lot of wickedness because you got these women that have children young, and then they be up in the club with their daughter, freaking off on the same group of dudes, same group of friends, and the friends end up running through her and her mother. I've seen that with my own eyes.
Yep.
Right.
Or they getting clapped.
It's hypocrisy because he tries to uphold the law, but here he is guilty of those same laws that he's making.
Exactly. So here he is a damn sheriff. You can only imagine how everyone has ever been that's ever been involved with him should be exonerated. As far as dealing with arrests and all that sort of thing. But did you pull that video up, brother?
Where's it?
Did nobody sent it to him?
I say put it in the orders room.
It's in orders.
It's in orders. Okay, I was in the wrong room, so I can give me 1 second and
I got that law you had quoted.
Bring it out, brother.
It's Leviticus chapter 20, verse 14. And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among them.
There you go, man. All right, because in the law, if a woman's husband dies, you can be with that woman, which is but these women today, their first husband is still alive, and then they've been with more men than their grandmothers had birthdays times 3.
Yeah.
So things definitely have changed. Right.
And a lot of wickedness, even on the scripture you just read, you will have these daughters getting the dude to bring to their mother. They already just slept with the dude and bring the dude to the mother so he could sleep with her too. They be tag teaming. It's wickedness, bro.
That's very wicked. But
ready for it?
Yeah, brother.
second, let's refresh it.
And then remember, Akim, if anybody got shorts.
Yeah, I know, that's why.
I'll restart it.
You know, one of the complexes was taken. I have friends there, actually.
You know what? Can we go and find that on
They
TikTok?
hoteled it out of there. They're not taking the chance. to
Now
see
I'm
if
looking
it's
at that.
better.
Click it off.
It only took two apartment
Like literally take it down, bro. Click it off. Good. Can we find that on TikTok? On actual TikTok?
Carl, let me change my
The
camera.
reason I'm saying it's got information on it that we don't need to be shown for outsiders to be seen.
Got you.
Yeah, I hope it.
Matter of fact, did
Here,
somebody
you
send
know
it to
what?
me?
I'm just gonna
I
play
sent
it.
it to you.
I got it.
I
I got
sent
it.
it to you, but it's
I
the
got
same
it.
Instagram.
No, no.
Yeah, but you need to hear it, not see it. My here, my phone is louder. I think mine is louder. Let me pull it up. I think mine is louder than yours.
You can't just
See? Hold on.
send it to him on the gram and he can pull it up.
The elder got it. I mean, he said his phone was loud. He gonna play it from his phone. They should listen.
Yeah, that broken phone that Ronald gave
No,
me.
I was talking about your elder. I thought he was gonna send it again.
Dang!
Right.
Hold on.
So you guys keeping up with what's going on in Denver? Aurora, Colorado? I have friends there, actually, that are leaving. They hightailed it out of there. They're not taking the chance to see if it gets better. It only took 2 apartment complexes and 3 gun stores getting robbed and jewelry stores by these Venezuelan gangs who have now paired up with MS-13. And they're not waiting around. The cops, they couldn't do anything. The FBI couldn't do anything. Homeland Security didn't do anything. You know, one of the complexes was taken back and condemned because it's inhabitable. And the people, the Venezuelan gang, was collecting money, the rent money, for the landlord and not giving it to them. And there was nothing you could do about it. You just took over. Those are your sanctuary cities that you love so much. And you're mad at us, patriots, who are like close the damn border. You know, they did rob 3 gun stores. And a couple jewelry stores. And now the new thing is they're dressed up like Amazon workers, and they're doing home invasions. So guys, obviously you're very careful, because the closer we get to this election, if you're expecting an Amazon delivery, just leave it outside for a little bit. And if you have to open the door, really check your surroundings, because they're bum rushing the doors.
Boom,
So be very, 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 very careful. Dangerous times, guys.
Now when I heard this, you know, I was like, wow, this is heavy. I reposted it. And a longtime friend of mine, another black belt, we were white belts together, blue belts together. We came up together, you know, back at the main spot at the headquarters. And he put up some counter information. This dude not even Jake, all right? He's like, nah, they slandering those people. Woo up the bam. So let me read you the information. Why you gotta be turning shit on now?
No, I was still setting up something to back you up. I didn't.
Come. All right, I'm just fucking with you, brother.
I know, but
I know you was over there being the bad DJ, but here we go.
It wet.
Here's some of the information that he brought up. Because he said something about how that none of that stuff is true, that they're slandering those people, something to that effect. And I said, well, you need to post some of that. So he DM'd me all this info right here. And it says, Aurora lawmakers insist without evidence Venezuelan gang responsible for apartment closure. All the residents of Aspen Grove face eviction next week with the city moves to close down the complex, stating that it is uninhabitable. Now, he said he went and looked into the story, and it turns out that the place was, basically it was a slum full of rats and all broken down, this, that, and the other, and that the Venezuelans had nothing to do with this place becoming uninhabitable. And that's not saying that they're innocent of these crimes or some of these crimes, but that's the information that came out. All right, and it says, this is CPR News, or Colorado PP News, whatever P means. Aurora lawmakers insist without evidence Venezuelan gang responsible for apartment closure. It's showing you the gates on it, you can't get in. It says eviction and closure orders from the city of Aurora are affixed to a gate outside Aspen Grove Apartments in Aurora. Immigrants from Venezuela remain at the center of persistent controversy in Aurora, with the four city lawmakers on Thursday offering commentary and narratives about gang members, flash mobs, and national immigration policy. So it seems, from what he's saying, you notice that word narrative, that they're telling a narrative that they want to be told. And when he said that, you can't put that past Esau Edom, because I know that they do that. If you've been watching the video series that I'm doing about the apologists of being found liars yet again,
Right.
the narrator who's narrating the Who is Esau Edom video, even though he's telling you some truths, he's trying to control the narrative and tell it from a JOO-ish point of view, and as if he's not Esau Edom. All right, and then he's trying to, how they love to replace Israelite with the J-ish word, as if they were the same thing, and they're not. Abraham was not J-ish. Isaac was not J-ish. Jacob was not J-ish. All right? It was the 12 tribes of Israel, not the 12 tribes of J-ish. So they're trying to control that narrative with that story. They're trying to control the narrative with this story. So let me read a little bit more. And it says, lawmakers commented on the other recent Venezuelan immigrant controversies as well. Members of the Aurora City Council Public Safety Committee, Mayor Mike Kaufman, broke into an impromptu discussion about the recent issues connected to the immigrants and the refugees from Venezuela living in Aurora and in Denver, because Aurora is like a suburb of Denver. On July 28th, as many as 4,000 cars descended on a parking lot at the Gardens of Havana Shopping Center in western central Aurora, apparently to celebrate what at the time looked like a political demise of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Maduro has since held to power despite the international demands to step down after an apparent electoral loss and election fraud perpetrated by his administration. Now, when you think about it, there's been a lot of turmoil in Venezuela over the last 7-8 years, all right, which can be traced back to here, to America, all right? America is responsible for the chaos and stuff. And you hear these Americans are mad about the Venezuelans coming here. It's your government that fucked up their country, all right? That's just a fact, patriots, all right? Your government is responsible for the destruction and the demise of Venezuela. It says, a storm of social media posts about the flash mob event prompted police to do the next day to fact check what they said was misinformation. So we just read a controlled narrative, and now we're hearing about misinformation. So this flash mob wasn't really a flash mob, all right? It says, a few days later, the owner of the Northwest Aurora complex and his public relations agent told the media that Venezuelan gangs had effectively taken over his 99-unit complex, which he got by thievery. Right. City officials countered the claim, saying that the complex is slated for closure next week after more than 2 years of neglect and mismanagement, creating a bevy. And now this counter information to protect Jake was sent to me by Edomite. It says to create a bevy of public safety and health violations that has left the complex uninhabitable, but yet the media is putting this on that the Venezuelans, that they went in there and messed it up so bad it's uninhabitable.
When it was
All right?
already jacked
It
up.
was already there.
And most of the migrants are going into the vacant houses anyway.
Let me finish this story, brother. Hold that thought. It said none of us buy that story that is this based on code enforcement violation. Councilmember Daniel Jurisky said at the end of the committee meeting, referring to herself as fellow committee members, Councilmember Stephanie Hancock and Steve Suttonberg. The three of us believe there was a huge gang problem. So, though there is a gang issue, a lot of the things that they're being falsely accused of, they're not doing. And it's all to create this racial divide, which is going to eventually lead to the chaos, add to the fuel in the fire of the chaos. All right? You brothers can get them now.
The majority of these Venezuelans coming over here, they're coming and they're going to these empty houses and setting them up and rehabbing. They're not going to a house that they broke down. They go into a house that was already broken down. All right? Esau's so stupid. Matter of fact, over half the houses that we work in our companies, rehabbing is done by the Venezuelans.
Wow.
The staff.
Fact sheet. Vice President Harris came all over her Harris. Announces public-private partnership has generated more than $5.2 billion in the private sector commitments for the Northern and Central America. So it says more than 1 billion new commitments announced today will create economic opportunity to help address the root causes of migration in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. Vice President Kamala Harris and the Partnership for Central America, PCA. Somebody look up the PCA, and whatever you got. But somebody look up the PCA and and find out who's the Partnership for Central America. Let's see the names of the people in charge. All right, and it says on the part of the Central America Forward, CAF. Somebody look that up. Central America Forward, a public-private partnership, was created to respond for the president's call to action for North Central America. So, looking at all this newfound evidence that I had no clue of, it seems like these migrants were brought up here, and so that certain people in the DNC could line their pockets in the private sector.
Absolutely.
And that. So I'm willing to bet that it's small hats at the heads of both of these organizations that we just questioned.
Klaus Schwab. Yep.
Wow. Okay. And which one?
The PCA.
Wow.
They got some other names: Blanca Trevino, Ray Chambers, Luis Alberto Moreno, Hamdi Olakaya, and Klaus Schwab.
So the sellouts that click up with the small hats, all right, down there in Trevino, because those are all so-called Latin names, all right. But then again, it's a lot of small hatters that have Latin names down in that part. Look at Aaron Lopez. We all know who he was.
Yeah. And just for fact that that video too.
Bring it out, bro.
Here on September 21st and 22nd, and features 111.
He said the group removed some of the store merchandise and tried to hide it in a bag. When they were confronted by a loss prevention officer, they started to fight.
Look, of course he gonna
Generate sampler.
That's what he saw.
There you go.
Somebody headquarters hit the button for commercial.
We've been open almost about 3 years. We had the normal, little thefts here and there, but in the past 2 years, a lot of theft has gone up, and I'm not going to say it's because of the migrant shelters, but we're surrounded by the migrant shelters over here. We've seen a lot more theft.
So here you have a small business struggling with shoplifting, located within walking distance of 17 shelters for asylum seekers. But although there's no proof that that's where the thieves were living, critics maintain the problems this store is having follow a familiar pattern, which they say the city doesn't seem interested in stopping for some reason.
A community in Brooklyn tonight coming together asking for help. They say migrant shelters in their neighborhood are leading to violence and bringing in dangerous gang members.
For instance, right here, someone has now stolen underwear out of here. They rip it open and they steal it out. I knew something was up as I'm looking out of the corner of my eye right now, and I can see that this gentleman's helping that gentleman steal the case of Snickers.
Migrants from a 4,000-bed shelter nearby fill the sidewalks. They sit on park benches, on stoops and curbs, under the BQE overpass. So many people people crowded in here.
We have been witnessing the escalation in violence on the street and in the community for months now.
We've been pleading with the mayor, as we've seen increased violence, that this was going to be inevitable.
Authorities say he allegedly tried to steal with a group of other migrants while he was arrested. The search is on at this hour for 3 others who are part of that group. Authorities said the group removed some of the stored merchandise and tried to hide it in a bag. When they were confronted by a loss prevention officer, they started to fight.
So store owners fear their businesses will not survive because of rising shoplifting. But what nobody's talking about is that shoplifting in New York has already been a problem for a very long time, much longer than the asylum crisis, and that's because here nobody goes to jail for stealing. Sure, law enforcement has the power to arrest thieves, but that's just a minor inconvenience to them because shoplifting under $1,000 is not a jailable or bailable offense, even if it's not their first offense, proving that a city which doesn't punish crime will only experience more crime, irrespective of who the criminals are or where they're from, which explains why
Now, that same thing was going on out in San Francisco in the Bay Area way before the migrant problem. So what it seems like,
they put a face to it.
They put a face to it, exactly, Pops. They put a face to it, and they're demonizing the Northern Kingdom, and it's creating it's creating a rift with the American citizens between the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, but not just them, but also with the especially with the Babylonians, because from what I see, I always see the Southern Kingdom on the news for the most part complaining about the asylum seekers. But what I see with my eyes on the streets here in Chicago is I see the asylum seekers kicking it with the Southern Kingdom. That's what I'm seeing. They smoking weed together, doing dirt together. Even when we encamp downtown, they sit around and just do wickedness together.
Just like the movie.
They hang. They really are. It's like they're coming together. So I don't see all this animosity that they keep pushing. So it seems that this is what Esau Edom is doing.
All right, remember the movie? Was it 12 Years a Slave when they got into the I don't know.
That's right.
The one
Couple.
with
we ran into Gad and
they ran
the Peyote.
Right, and they
That was 12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave,
When
right.
he ran away, he ran into Gad and he started.
And in the woods, and then it was a freeze where he saw the Gadites saw him, and he never knew what was going to happen. And then in the next scene, they were all drinking and dancing and eating together. See, but this is that's what Esau is trying to do. Esau's trying to start something, but see, it's going to backfire on him. The Lord's going to disappoint him in every enterprise. All right? A lot of Jake, now, I'm not to say some Jake is going to beef with, some Southern Kingdom is going to beef with the Northern Kingdom. But majority of them, they all in the same boat. Within 5-10 minutes, they say, well, damn nigga, we broke together. And this is our oppressor. It's not going to work the way they want it to work.
A lot of the Southern Kingdom that is complaining that you see in the mainstream media, those are coons. Those the Israelites who actually
they're part of the agenda.
They're part of the agenda. You know, they feel like, oh, they bringing our property value down, they this, they that. But really, most Jake like, man, nigga, we going through the same shit. Y'all just
they in the hood, kicking it, chilling, smoking.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
What you just said is what I see. I hear something different in the media than what I'm actually seeing. It's just like the same thing every time, they spray their stuff in the skies. I get the headaches, the stuffiness, the
cold
mucus, all that. But then what you hear on the news is that, oh, that's just cloud seeding and it's for this and it's good for you or whatever. But for everyone, even though everyone gets sick, all right, every time that they do that, including the animals, because my dog has been horrifically sick. Just that last one, because that last one they put some extra shit in.
Last one's hard.
This last week I was fucked up, all right, and a lot of people were saying the same thing, man.
I got a precept for you.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Proverbs 16:28. A froward man soweth strife, and a whisper separated chief friends. A violent man entices his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things. Moving his lips, he bringeth evil to pass. But this is Esau being Esau, man. He wants to bring this division. That's right. All right, that's part of who he is. To divide, man. You know, it's just that simple. That's who he is, to cause division. And he wants to do that with no other king coming up here. And even with these gangs, they wasn't beefing with each other when they first started. The Esau figured out a way to put money in there and make sure these niggas hate each other. So Esau pushed a lot of this bullshit out there, man. That's why they make sure they promote BD. They promote this BDGD shit. They make sure Chief and them is put on so they can have this violence, man.
That's right.
Yeah, most of the little niggas on the show be tricks and snitches.
Because if Esau wanted to stop this shit or slow it down, these niggas are doing interviews. You got Edomites in the UK doing biographies or whatever on this hood, this hood in Baltimore, this hood in St. Louis, and you got crackers that come to these hoods and do interviews with these niggas, man. Promote this bullshit. And then what happens after that is a gunfight. They this group right here. Esau makes sure they push this madness, man. They doing the same thing. They get these coons to say, oh, they're taking away resources from us. They giving them houses. They're not gonna build our schools. They wasn't building your schools no fucking way. This ain't got nothing to do with them. They've been closing our schools this whole time, and then go build want to upgrade Soldier Field. What they got to do with the Venezuelans, man?
Obama Liberia, that motherfucker. They tore up the whole motherfucking that little area in Hyde Park. Yeah, to build a fucking library, bro.
It's not just a lot. It's a presidential library.
They destroyed my bench in my area over there.
Exactly.
This is
Sirach 10 and 6.
Salaki.
Salaki 10 and 6. Folly is set in great dignity.
Dang.
And the rich sit in a low place. Just to back the land back to know what you're saying.
Ecclesiastes.
Salaki. And what they're doing is folly is set in great dignity.
Yeah.
So they're going to promote all the things that's unpromotable to the Heavenly Father. And they're going to make it look good. They're going to make it seem cool. They're going to make it. This is all part of Esau's show.
Yeah. Now I put in I believe in the bishop's room, these two graphs. If Jake want to put them up, but this is just basically what the elder was saying about democracy bombing you. You know what I'm saying? One firefighter at a time. So now here's the other nations mixed, but I'm gonna go into South and Central America specifically after this graph. But this is just Esau with all the world, right? Korea and China, 1950 to 1953. Now this is bombings, for the record. This isn't democracy. So this is U.S. bombings, right? Guatemala, 1954. Indonesia, 1958. Cuba, 1959 through 61. Now it's giving you the time frame because these are ongoing operations. Guatemala again in 1960. Congo, 1964. Laos, 1964 to 1973. Vietnam, 61 to 73. Cambodia, 69 to 70. Guatemala, 67 through 69. Grenada in 83, Lebanon in 83 and 84.
Lebanon again now, right now.
El Salvador 1980, Nicaragua 1980, Panama 1989, Iraq 91, Kuwait 91, Somalia 93, Bosnia 94 and 95, Sudan 98, Afghanistan 98, Yugoslavia, Yemen in 99, Yemen 2002, Iraq 1991 and 2003, Iraq 2003 to 2015, Afghanistan 2001 to 2015, Pakistan 2007 2015, Somalia 2008 to 2007, 2008 through 2011, Yemen 2009 through 2011, Libya 2011 and to 2025. Now, from 1948 to 2019 specifically, targeting Central South America, you have Guatemala, Nicaragua, Salvador, Panama, Venezuela, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Brazil. So for Esau to say that these are war-torn countries, they are, because you did that. Not because these people decided to fuck with you, because like the graphs show, Venezuela is sitting on that in that oil reserve, and guess what they can't do? They can't sell it right now. So Esau is basically bleeding them out, man. How are they the largest? How are they sitting on the largest reserves, and yet their economy is crippling, man?
They're doing the same shit they're doing to them that they're doing to the Hamites and to whatever Jake is still left over there in Africa.
Yep.
They're sitting on, you got two countries. You got Venezuela and you got all these different African countries that are sitting on all these highly valuable resources, but yet these people are dirt poor. It makes absolutely no sense.
They get cobalt and uranium.
Well, they've decided that they're not going to do the same thing that they did with Saudi and all that, and let them come up in their wealth and whatnot. They just said, no, we just fucking smoke your ass out of it and take it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because Africa a big producer of cobalt.
Cobalt.
Right.
Because even when I used to work at a refinery, they make certain type of fuels out of that shit.
Yeah, the stuff, I know the stuff that they
the
use in the
lithium.
batteries.
Yeah, you know.
And right now, those e-bikes, you know, they keep talking about this new energy, this battery-powered electric stuff, but it turns out that the waste from the batteries is way worse and more destructive to the planet than oil is. So that, you know, so that's
so carbon footprint from lithium is way
worse. So facts are surrounded by. So just like this story, slandering the Northern Kingdom to create that division, but we know division has to come. All right, you know it's written, and people are gonna eat this story up, and it's being passed around. I even, you know, because I was like, wow, because that's all I've been hearing, even when I was out there. All right, but you know, I'm glad that you know, that my guy sent me all that information, because now I see a different side of it, and that's why I was like, wow, we need to, you know, we have to go in on this, because they're literally trying to use Israelites as a scapegoat, you know, to do some bullshit, and that's exactly when that's usual, right? But you know, since like I watched this story today, they were showing some Jake, you know, that did something, and I can't remember what it was. And all I could think to myself is that you went around and avoided putting up crimes that were committed by pale people to find this one bullshit story to put up to make Jake look bad. This is what they do, right? You know? And then I'm still a firm believer, especially when the evidence have shown it, has proved it, that, you know, these Edomite men put on these prosthetic masks to make them look like black or Hispanic men, and then go out and commit crimes. And then, you know, when you look at the film, you think you're looking at, you know, Jake, but you're actually, this Esau committing the crimes.
And for the record, just y'all attacking the stream has been.
I have to restart the elders' lesson like 15 minutes in.
Just for the record, the brothers that's on the comment board, Salakia, they're attacking the stream. Several brothers have texted me, and we was over 37 people. Now it's down to 13, and this is why Esau does it. He's attacking the stream because when the truth comes out and we're bringing out evidence.
Yeah, that was hardcore evidence against their agenda.
Hot fire.
Hot fire. So because that story is being used, and there's a lot of women that are telling that story and putting it back up on social media, but it turns out that the facts behind that story, you know, and that was making the DNC, the Democratic Party, look bad. So that's why they did that.
And another thing too, which shows hoes. Hey, look, I talked to Jake at work, and every nigga I talk to talk about getting him a Venezuelan woman, man. You know what I'm saying? So how are we enemies when Jake trying to get up with their family? You know, trying to get up with the women. You know what I mean? At work, every nigga I talk to on the street, niggas in the world I talk to from here and there. They all talking about getting up with the Venezuelans.
Yeah, because these Venezuelan women are going.
You know what I'm saying?
They messing with Judah, man, and the Venezuelans is messing with the damn nigga woman.
Yeah,
somebody need to warn them, but you know, so there it is, man.
No, when you go to
No, leave her alone.
I'm trying to save you, brother.
Please, Papa.
No, me and Tom's one Wisconsin. I went with him to 63rd Beach.
63rd.
63rd.
Where they do that shit at. All the Benjamites.
The nigga shit at.
That's not the night.
It's just as many Venezuelans as it is Benjamites in Southern Kingdom. And they over there, they just getting high and getting drunk and dancing right along.
Having a good time.
And yes, they are intermixing. They are co-mingling, man. The language barrier and all.
Everybody got to try to
and Jake got them apps now, so they rolling up on her like what's that? And then she'll look at them and be like, okay, and she'll
translate shit.
Right.
Right. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I was taking the elder home and we was looking at it. I was like, damn. He was saying, look, I was like, yeah. Me and I should be talking about it all the time, how the motherfucking Venezuelans have changed the motherfucking landscape, boy. You looking through that, you're like, damn!
Yeah, the Venezuelan business, they done changed it up.
And you know what? And then Venezuela was known for his beauty pageants and stuff.
Absolutely.
They didn't even have male winners and shit.
You know, they were known. So, you know, they're an attractive people. All right. So I mean, Jake is attracting people out the gate anyway.
Hey, Venezuelans are like the perfect mix between Southern and Northern Kingdom because they're beautiful.
Jakes, nonetheless. You know, this is Ezekiel 28 and 14. It says, "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so." All right. So the Lord has made this Esau hiding shit and putting the blame. This something that this dude. This is MO. Alright, he didn't want to shoot you and then throw the, and like they show you in Minister Society while sipping your juice in the hood. The man, how he shot the motherfucker behind the corner, then threw the gun to Jake, and Jake grabbed it and they fingerprints on it. Jake big on, Esau big on doing the crime and then blaming it on Jake and taking the punishment for it. They did a lot of that shit. When we was in slavery.
In Chicago.
Right.
They did a lot of that in Chicago, especially in the 70s and the 80s.
Moving the Green Mile.
They were railroading a lot of, you remember all them cops that got fired and going back about 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
They were all a part of that corruption scandal, and they were falsifying evidence and and all that other mess.
Oh, that's like manufacturing.
Right.
So
Plan shit all.
This is Isaiah 29:16. Surely you're turning the things upside down. Shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Right. So regardless of what you're doing, it's still the Lord doing it. Alright, you ain't doing nothing of yourself, like the scripture says. Any resist His will. Alright, so but that's the thing, nigga. We understand that. And what Esau Edom with fucking with streams. At the end of the day, we understand your trickery. We understand. The scripture says we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You can listen to us all you want, but guess what? In the end, we still gonna win. Them same niggas that you didn't trick and put the okie doke that you done got them serving idols. Guess what? They still gonna be in the kingdom straight. They gonna feel like shit, but they still gonna be over your bitch ass. Nigga, you gonna get eradicated. While the name of Yahweh Shema Shai and the Israelites is gonna live on forever. You gonna fly away as a dream.
That's right.
So I get it, nigga. I'd be mad too if I ain't had nothing promised, but death and destruction.
But that's Esau's coming down. What's that? Revelations 12. Esau is coming down to you with great wrath because he knows, but he has but a short time. He does not want to relinquish his rulership. He does not want to relinquish his debauchery over the world and with the wickedness. He's going to go out with a temper tantrum, kicking and screaming. All right? Because he's the wicked. Go ahead, brother.
It's Job 20 and 5. It says, a matter of fact, I'm going to start at 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short?
It's what?
It's short?
That's right. And he knows it's short. And he wants to go ahead and go into overtime. Whatever you keep saying about your case, Esau keep doing what? Moving to what? The goalpost.
Move the goalpost. Basically, what they've done is they put me in legal limbo. That's exactly what they've done.
And that's what they're
because,
doing.
They can't. She rules. I've never heard of anything like this in my life. As a matter of fact, want to be August? Come August, it'll be a year.
It is August.
It is August.
So yeah,
it's about to be the end.
Yeah, so it was either August or September that I clowned those two state's attorneys.
And that was already for a case that's already been on for 3 or 4 years.
So we had already been battling it like damn near 4 years. So yeah. So yeah, what they did was she didn't dismiss my case because she couldn't. Because if she would have dismissed it, I would have appealed it and that would have drawn attention to it from her superiors. And it would have made her look bad and went on her record. No judge wants an appeal on their record. All right? And then and anyone who looked at the evidence would have been like, you had no business appealing this case. All right? The problem is that I've exposed $1 billion fraud. And so they're not going to jeopardize that $1 billion fraud for me. So basically what she did is that she just simply didn't, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on you being able to just sit on, but what happened to that quick and speedy justice case?
Right, it's supposed to be.
Because they fought tooth and nail to keep this out of the courts, to keep this out of a court with a jury. Because I wanted not a bench, but a jury.
trial, right.
So because they don't want this case to be heard by the citizens, by the people.
You have a right to a speedy trial,
So
and they're not giving it to
and they're breaking all kind of laws yet again right now. So basically, what they did was, by her not, she just didn't rule on it. So the case is not dismissed. I just have an open case.
They're just waiting.
It's just open. So it's
No
literally
court date, no nothing.
It's just a no court date.
That's
It's just
unheard of.
so it's like it's unfucking heard
Pause
of.
the video.
So if I was sitting in a jail cell, I'll just be fucking locked
Right.
up.
See, that's the reason why I said it, because
I would just be an inmate in prison, and they say, "What you in here
They
for?"
do this to Jake all the time.
You know, so
I'm awaiting trial. I'm awaiting for the case. I'm awaiting, and I'm just sitting
Yeah.
there.
So you
There's
know,
a
but
lot of
that's
people in
okay.
the county like that.
The Lord is gonna give me justice and vengeance.
See, but this is what Esau
Yeah,
does.
that's
And
different.
Esau, and we were talking about this with me with Raul and Yaki over the week. Esau just moved the goalposts. He'll move the goalposts and continue to move the goalposts. Why? Because he don't want to give up.
Yeah, because none of these politicians are really standing on law, trying to uphold and keep law. And if that were true, then I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. No one would be. All right, and then these planes that's flying over America, poisoning everybody. Then they turn around and talk about the new variant of this and the new variant of that. A lot of that would just disappear if you just took the planes out of the sky.
Yeah,
You know, they
that's
would
what's
fly.
dropping it on you.
You know, there's your new variant right fucking there.
Hey, and another thing.
It flew over you this morning.
Another thing on that.
Damn.
Speaking of that, I spoke about the chemical factory I used to work at.
Yeah.
So it was something in there called the NOx scrubber. So I mentioned before, but what the NOx scrubber was, it was connected to the ventilation system. And what it would do, when you turn it on, it sucked all the chemicals out the factory, and it spray water. The water captures all the chemicals. It falls to the bottom of the incendiary, and it flash burning.
Yeah.
It's called a NOx scrubber. So, and this factory's been open since the 60s, So this is old technology they're using by spraying the aluminum and the barium, and they make it rain, which is the same concept with a NOx scrubber, but instead of flash burning the chemicals,
We breathe that shit
you
in.
breathe it in, and what they really using it to right. Even with all
you
these
eating it,
companies,
you're breathing it in, and it's getting on your skin.
right?
When your
it's
animals are
forever
walking,
chemicals.
it's getting on them too.
And it's forever chemicals. This chemicals that's just gonna stay with
Yeah,
us.
they don't
go
break-
away.
they don't break down.
They don't break down. So even with, man, Esau a dummy.
And
'cause
then
I
the
worked
signals
in
are going in and out too. They're on the comment board complaining about,
because I worked at a lot of places. Because Esau really a goofball. This dude a dummy. Because I also worked in the factory that made the Roundup. When you see all these Roundup lawsuits and shit
And they
like.
supposed to pay you all because y'all was in the
Bro.
factory making
well, it
shit.
turns out too. I don't know if you knew this part. Speaking on Roundup,
Yeah.
this is how dirty the Esau Edom is.
He said,
Is that or ESAF, right? But Roundup also is owned by the same company, right? That makes medicine for the
Yeah.
heart.
What happened?
And
it's owned by Mary.
But yet
they
they're
changed
killing.
their name.
But yet they're
Monsanto changed their name.
Yet they're killing. They make this thing to kill dandelions, and dandelions is the number one ingredient for a lot of heart medicines. That and what do you call it?
That shit great.
I always forget the name of this.
Penicillin?
No, penicillin. How? Where's that come from?
That's an antibiotic.
No, magnesium, the water beloved. Magnesium is a substance that your body needs, and it's also one of the number one chemicals that or not chemicals, but ingredients. It's on that chart, what do you call it? But
Periodic table.
But there's a name for them. They're called. No, not the periodic table. They're called. What are the individual
Elements?
things called? Elements. The water. It's one of the elements that you actually need. All right, which is magnesium. And magnesium is one of the number one chemicals in all heart medication. And they use a lot of dandelions too. There's dandelions as well. And it's funny, and I just found it ironic that the same people who are killing dandelions and controlling the dandelions are also involved with the heart medicine. So they get you to, so they're killing the thing that could be healing everyone naturally.
Wow. Yeah.
Call it weeds, while they sell you, you know.
Not just dandelions, wild lettuce too. Wild lettuce is pain medicine essentially. Wild lettuce is the pain medicine. You see it all over, even in Chicago.
They call it weeds.
And they call it weeds. So if this aspirin company, Bayer leaves this shit alone, you wouldn't need to go to them. So they make sure you kill it.
And then you brainwash people thinking you need to kill that nasty old weed. You remember the cartoon back in the day?
Yeah.
When the weed would be choking a little flower.
Every
time you turn your back, the weed was choking the flower. You hear the flower choking.
Which dandelions grow just fine next to the grass. Has been doing it for the long time.
Exactly.
Now the funny part is, if you go into outside, and we did this in the lesson a couple of weeks ago, that knot grass, you got moringa, you got plantains, you got all kind of stuff that looks, and they call it weeds. If you go put it into the plant identifier and you go into the benefits, every single one of them is a medicinal and ready to heal you for a particular thing. Every single one of them. All right?
And I just want to correct something real quick. So like, that's actually Monsanto. Monsanto changed their name.
No, Bayer bought out Monsanto.
Yes.
Well, regardless, that's what they're doing.
Bayer bought
Whatever
out.
they fuck their name is, that's what they're doing. Go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach 39 and 27. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinner they are turned into evil. Perfect. That's Esau.
Wow.
You know, they accomplish a diligent search. They search out matters and they say, you know what I mean, whatever's healthy for you, we're going to vilify it. And in the midst of vilifying it, we're going to get rich. We're going to create a product or a solution that's going to get us rich while keeping you sick. And the more sick you are, the more money we make because we own the medical institution.
Wow. And then you got the dumbass citizens participating in it because we've been brainwashed that believe that we need to go out there and shoot all the weeds. So you got the people killing their own medicine.
Exactly.
So while you can sell them the poison.
And also, Roundup has been sued, and they lost because they've been paying people out. And they still sell the Roundhouse shit, but it's known to cause cancer.
And it's made in the same factory. It's all made in the same motherfucking place. Bro. I made Roundup, I made Bayer, I mean not Bayer, but all that shit, all the different companies, we had different weed.
They just changed the names on that.
They put glyphosate acid in that shit. They put factory grade ammonia. But you know how strong that shit is? Jay walked in the room and his nose started bleeding because he didn't have his respirator on.
Glyphosate is found in some cereal.
That shit is terrible. Like that shit get on your skin. That shit.
These people really are trying to kill Westerners.
They said there's
and now you know why the other nations don't accept a lot of the food coming from there.
And it's not a little bit.
No, yeah. And this is another thing. On top of what the brother just said, Esau will prescribe. There's actual Bayer medic. It's called. It's an aspirin regimen that they make you take. So not only does he make this shit, but he says, hey, if you're old and you're scared of dying, take an aspirin daily.
Right. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, baby aspirin for the heart.
See?
Yeah, like 30 milligram aspirin.
Yes, look, see, and that's what I'm saying. Not only does he make this, not only does he offer it, not only does he not take this away from you, but he'll tell a doc, hey, how about you tell your clients if they're scared of dying to take an aspirin every day. Right. And then, like this was specifically I was getting, it basically says the low dosage, but it says Bayer regimen, which means they want you to make it out of your everyday fucking life.
And that's crazy because the main ingredient in garlic is allicin, which does the same thing with Tylenol.
But no, see, this is what Esau does. He takes all the whatever is an ingredient that's an actual natural ingredient. He makes a synthetic one.
It's called allicin. Well, that makes sense because there actually was legislation to actually make it illegal for citizens to grow garlic. It was only could be grown, by government farmers or whatever. But they were actually trying to put legislation because especially when the C thing hit, because a lot of garlic is one of the strongest natural antibodies, build your immune system. That known to man is garlic. So they were actually trying to put litigation in place, to get to lobby and to get law to where you can't grow garlic.
This is why they want to put the legislation, make sure you can grow any kind of food in your backyard and can't do it.
Can't sustain yourself.
Right, they want you to be 100% totally dependent on them. Going back to Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead, matter of fact, somebody will get it. Deuteronomy 28 and was it 48?
Yeah.
They want us to be
Just Deuteronomy.
leading them in all things. You know?
Just
So
Deuteronomy.
they're going to demonize the dandelion. They're going to demonize the wild lettuce. They're going to demonize the plantain and the moringa and every single thing you walking on that Jake don't know in that day that is going to be food. That's medicine. And when they're going to go to Esau and taking the stabby wabby because they ain't got no foodie woody. You know. Go ahead, bro.
It's just Deuteronomy.
We're going to take the Band-Aid, man.
Yeah.
Right? That Band-Aid, you know, I watched a video today about all these people are still dying and the numbers are going up. Unexplainable, what do they call it? Excess deaths, and you know, of young healthy people. People from teenagers to 50 years old that were actually healthy. Many of them athletes.
What is stab webs?
And they are, you know, people that took the Band-Aid, man. So and they're already trying to prescribe, you know, more new Band-Aids.
Yeah, for the M
to
the POX.
So, you know,
monkey business. The monkey business.
yeah, you're right. They're gonna give you so right. They already had new Band-Aids on deck before the monkey business even hit. So
now we got a
you
monkey
can't,
business.
you know, never trust that enemy.
Minority Report, but
Right.
medical.
Con,
Man,
This,
Real quick. They got this.
this Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore should thou serve thy enemy which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. And you got to go to this devil for everything you need. Water, measuring water, all of that. Everything, medicine,
Lord said
whatever,
the
man.
medicine's supposed
Food.
to come out of the earth, and we got to go to the earth. But I can't even go to the earth because you done took it and defiled that too.
Or you
Exactly.
make laws when I can't go to the earth.
Or so you
Exactly.
can't go ahead and grow your own shit out.
That's basically putting a spiritual yoke upon us. Because, right, you know, he used to physically put a yoke on our neck. And this is a spiritual yoke he putting on you because you stuck in this fucking system. There's no way to get out of it.
It goes back to what Elder Malcolm has said. You know, he said, and then the people are brainwashed. This says you got to go to the nakedness. Meaning the knowledge, information that Jake is getting is from Esau, man. And I got to read this, man. This is Ezekiel 4, right? 13. We know this is classic. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles where thou would drive them. So he knows the curses were going to everything, right? But I want to jump down to 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight. So we're not going to have our own things. We're going to have to go to a market. You get a loaf of bread, whatever ounces to say. All right? Yeah, you're going to get you an 8-ounce steak or a pound of ground beef or whatever you get is by weight. Because we don't have our own shit, right?
They got half loaves now.
Yeah. Yep, it says by weight and with care. So now that, for one, the care is manifold. We broke. So you gotta look at, you gotta price check and you got coupon wars and shit.
You gotta use your calculator.
Yeah, but then also you gotta look at what's in the shit.
Yeah.
You gotta look at everything. You can't just go get a fucking watermelon.
That's it.
And you know, sometimes you can find the seeded grapes, but then somebody will grab the seeded and be like, I didn't mean to get this or whatever, and they end up putting the seedless grapes in the same pile. So you gotta make sure you're looking at the package to make sure you're getting the actual seeded grapes. They'll mix them up.
Yeah.
You gotta really get your shit with care.
You're right, brother. Yesterday, you know, after Yasharala beat everybody ass, we went to go have, you know, celebrate and have pizza.
Go ahead.
So I had to finish off a pizza and go ahead and get some chocolate. So after we left the pizza spot to go to camp, and went across the street, Yasharala and myself and Shaman, we went across the street. I wanted some chocolate, some dark chocolate. Do you know we looked? I'm definitely avoiding her. But we looked at every. Well, I looked at about damn near 15, 20 different products, and every one of the chocolates all had soy in them.
Wow, soy lectin.
How do you
I was just
soy
trying to find some dark chocolate without soy lectin.
That's Lily's.
Every fucking one of it had it.
Lily's bread.
They didn't have Lily's.
Okay.
Because there's a brand that sometimes I get from Not Trader Joe's. That's where we work.
McDonald's.
Every dark chocolate in Trader Joe's. Every one of them.
I thought you went to
Trader
Walgreens.
Joe's is full of soy
Everything in
bun
that
cups.
motherfucker.
Trader Joe's is made for the man bun. You know the biggest customers there make for man buns.
Right,
Damn.
and Joe is the Aldi's. It's the customer.
What's the say? Yeah, 'cause Trader Joe's ain't that expensive.
There's two brothers that one at Aldi's, one at Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's is Aldi's.
But there's no reason for soy leche to be in chocolate.
There's no reason.
There's no reason. They just put that shit in there, man.
Yep.
So let's poison them a little bit.
It's a little more than this, right? And they should eat bread by weight and with care. And they should drink water by measure again. I got a bottle of water right here. This fucking alkaline water. The water is naturally alkaline, man. We gotta get this shit.
They put a
You
gimmick
know,
on
they
it.
do add some baking soda and shit, which I mean, when hell you need it.
Plus,
Then
there's plastic in it.
then it's fucked
That's
up.
microplastic. That's fucking everybody up.
Then it's fucked about the carrot. I gotta toss electrolyte powder in. This is the alkaline water. I have to add electrolyte powder to get the magnesium, potassium, and to get from the fucking rocks and all this other shit. But that's just hell, right? But check it. There's another line to this. It says they should drink water by measure and with astonishment. So I looked up this Hebrew word for astonishment, right? And this shit just fucked me up. So let me grab it again. It's the Strong's number H8078. Shamamwan. Alright? Or Shamawan. Shamawan. And it says horror, dismay, appallment. But then one of the definitions is stupefaction. Stupefaction. And I went to look up stupefaction and it says to be stupefied, which that's dumb. So they had to type in stupefied to realize that goes to stupefied. And stupefied means to make someone unable to think or feel properly.
Damn.
So it says you should, wait, I gotta scroll back down.
So that's why we feel all fucked up all the
Yep.
time.
And they should drink water by measure, and it will make you unable to think or feel properly. So this water, it got heavy metals in it. Not only what's funny is we also drink the water through our skin, man.
Yeah.
So when you have
Yeah, you get caught in the rain, that poison is going directly into you.
Yeah, even your shower, your tub, you gotta. If it's fucked up, you gotta clean. When you clean your water heater, you will see all this sediment and all this other shit in there.
Yes.
And then what's more fucked up is Esau has done the test on the water, and they put like Ritalin and what's the other one? What's the other pill? Adderall's another one too.
So all these mind altering.
Xanax.
These mind altering.
To make you docile. This is the shit they give kids that got so-called ADHD. This the shit to dumb you down. So they put all this shit in your fucking water that fucks up your thought process. That's why you feel cloudy at times. I've been drinking the spring water a lot lately because you drink too much alkaline and it fuck up your stomach acid. But this last week or so, I'm back to the alkaline. You do need it. You gotta balance it out. And total difference. You can feel the hydration better. Everything. Not as cloudy. This shit really fucks you up.
Yeah, I know this sales rep that does the Evian water. He got a Edomite customer, like a millionaire. She orders a pallet of Evian water like every other week just to take a bath in it.
Wow.
Like, and that shit's expensive.
Yeah, right. Fresh apps.
So she be ordering a pallet like every other week, a pallet of like a 12 case box.
Just to soak
stack like 10 high, and you could do like 8 on the bottom. So she's getting like 80 of these things, like every other week, just to take a bath in.
I know her skin is impeccable.
Man, that pussy smells good. Nobody said it.
Excuse me, Benji.
Quick on the draw.
Using figure 4. Go over to 5 and okay. All right then. Well, I'm gonna read 5 and 13 because, like I said,
I'm fucking with you, Pop. I'm gonna read it.
okay. Yeah, 5 and 13.
I read 13. I read 5.
No, 5 and 13.
Oh, Ezekiel 5 and 13. I got you.
Yeah, go to Ezekiel.
Ezekiel 5 and 13. Thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them.
So we getting punished, but he using this man to do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I will be comforted. And they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken in my zeal, which means fury, fire.
That's right.
You know, when it says somebody's zealous or jealous,
That's right.
when you go into those words, it means fiery, heat, hot, yeah. The Lord was hot. When he cursed us and said, I'm going to look over you for evil and not good, he was raging. You ever been so angry, you feel your body temperature going to fuck up.
Yes.
That's right.
And that's why motherfucker, you take your shirt and everything off because you just fucking raging.
Right.
And raging for the right reason, because what the fuck, man? We brothers, man. We family, man. The fuck?
And they should know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it in my zeal, but I have accomplished my fury in them.
Go ahead.
Okay. Moreover, I will make thee waste. I'll be slacking. Moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee, in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be
Go ahead.
So it shall be a reproach and a taunt and instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction. And what's that? Haggai 1?
Yep.
It says, you have clothes, but you're not warm.
That's right.
You have eaten, but you're not
You're
full.
full, yeah.
You have pockets with holes. So you're not even getting any sustenance with it. This is a real life famine.
That's it, bro.
This is a famine.
That's it, bro.
Hey, I believe it was Russia. He said, I believe it was Putin. He said, I never seen, basically it was talking about how Americans are so fat but still malnourished.
Malnourishing.
Americans have bellies like them damn starving Ethiopians. We are malnourished. This shit is fucked up.
Yeah, they fucking us up, man.
You got Jake, you got these youngins, you 18, 19, back, bro, 18, 19 when the wind blew.
Absolutely.
Stiff, ready.
Absolutely.
You got these young niggas, they at the gas station getting the shit.
Getting
Not
killed.
because, I'm just trying to threat, because they need it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, they said that a 70-year-old man now has testosterone levels higher than a 16, 17, 18-year-old now.
No, it's a 70-year-old man from 1978.
Right. Got a higher
Had
testosterone.
higher testosterone than an 18-year-old,
In now.
16 or 18-year-old male today.
And that's ridiculous.
So
Yeah,
we're
that's all that soy lecithin.
That's soy lectin, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll come back on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Man.
Is he?
So Ezekiel 5 and
16.
Somebody just turned something on in there.
when I shall stand upon them the evil arrows of famine,
We'll get ready to wrap it.
which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Which also goes into the knowledge Lord took away. Right? He took away the eloquent orator, the leaders of 50s, like it says in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Alright, but the Wadi Howell Bashem Yahushai, he's waking up his prophets now.
There it is.
But it goes back to what Malcolm has said. These people are brainwashed. I seen a post today, it said, you people that eat ass, eating cooch, sucking dick on the, basically doing all this other shit on the first day, let a person mention CMOs, now you want to look into everything.
Oh yes.
Like what? And it's true. They said it and made a joke. I'm like, damn, this shit real.
Yeah, right.
That shit real because you will do all this shit. You eating whole lobster boils. This shit is, but mention some sea moss, the nigga becomes the greatest researcher in history.
Now I want to know if it's safe, if it's good.
It's safe. You can't run out the fucking
You
water.
just ate the damn shrimp.
Right.
Just ate the roach.
You just ate a sea roach, but now you're concerned about somebody eating sea moss.
Right.
Wow.
They get their kids, they giving their kids, a kid get their first tooth. Are you ready for the mashed potatoes? And you know they using margarine.
Right.
They giving them that.
Right.
But mention, man, yeah, the child sick. Oh, you go hit him with some honey and some regular oil. Well, what?
What?
Margarine. It's not even supposed to be getting weaned off the titty yet.
Right.
But you already feeding it margarine.
Right. Instant.
But mention some plants to heal. Oh no, hey, you become the greatest researcher, man.
Well, you know what? It's just as simple as this, man. Jake just trusts and believes in their
His enemy.
That's it. You know, they trust and believe in their enemy. They trust and believe in Egypt. And you still got Jakes that think that these Edomites and this Babylonian, Egyptian, Roman system has their best interest in hand, and it does not.
Yeah.
It does not.
What? Look at what's cheap in the stores. Look at what it costs. Shit that they take to it costs to make and process is cheaper than shit that's natural.
Right.
You can go get a pack of noodles, which they done came out of release. Now that shit is causing cancer and other shit.
Not breaking down.
And that shit is cheap as hell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you try to get a fucking seeded fruit, vegetable costs more than the shit that they invested money in to create, to make it seedless, to make Terminator seeds,
Right.
to process and do shit.
Yeah, man.
That shit costs more than the shit that they put money into.
Yeah, well, you know, I noticed that going back about 5-6 years ago, that it costs more to you know, to eat the salad than it does to eat regular food now. If you to get you a really healthy and a good salad, you know, you paying, you know, the price of what you used to pay for a steak dinner.
A meal, yeah. I
You
that
know?
whole meal.
So, you know, this place surely is done, man, and you know, matter of fact, anybody got? I'm gonna read the scripture. We're gonna wrap it. Bring the scripture up, bro. I'm gonna read this last. I'm ready to read this.
This Psalms 36. I'm gonna read verse 3 and 4. It says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off
Poison
to
and
be
leer.
wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. That's Esau in both in the beginning. Now we know the plans of Yahweh Shemal Shai. That of course, like on the flip side, to balance something, again, you got Jake intermingling with the Venezuelans, right? But at the same time, Esau, what do you think when you bring a group of people over here, you don't give them jobs, you know, they ain't got nowhere to live, what the fuck you think they're gonna do?
They go
At the
revolt.
same time. But we know that this is his agenda because he want to close this shit off, bring in a new system, paint Jake as the face of terror as he always does.
What is he
Because
doing
the
now?
Lord already has determined in his heart to bring forth that new agenda, man. So we're not ignorant of what he's doing.
Because at the end of the day, he planned on killing both northern and southern.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I asked Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord. That's talking about Israel.
Right.
That take counsel without me, and that cover it with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So that's really the reason why Jake rather
Follow suit
and trust Esau, Edom, because Esau gives them license to sin. That's what it all boils down to. They can do whatever the hell they want to. Esau, Edom.
I just have one.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 7, and I'll start at 11. It says, then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Like, so you know what I mean? Even like today, be it food, be it a train of thought, all right, media, you know, these people are seduced by the ways of Egypt, man. So they're going to defend it, man. But the truth is going to always swallow up all this bullshit out here, man, no matter what Esau comes with, man. All right, he can feed them all type of chemicals and poison. He can bring in all type of bullshit. He can bring all these Venezuelans and cause all this chaos. None of that means anything, man. The truth is going to prevail, man. All right, that's it.
This is very true. You got one, bring it out.
Con, this Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy should come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh should lift up a standard against them. So Yahweh Shem Shai going to eventually deliver us out of this hell. He going to lift up that standard against this devil, because what he trying to do? He trying to kill us.
Yeah,
he trying to eradicate us off the
He's
planet.
going to get rid of him.
Right.
Yeah,
So
he's showing himself to you know that Esau's getting ready to come with that sword. Because it's just like the whole thing cleared up when we stopped talking about that fraudulent story that was being pushed by the media. You know, all of a sudden, you know, we don't have no problems with the you know, because what you said, we were 37 minutes in.
The first one cut out, we had to restart. The other was
we were 37 minutes in, and they started cut the feeds. You know, so you know.
This
go
is
ahead,
Second
brother.
Life.
Okay. This is Matthew 24:24. For there shall rise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But they're not going to be able to. Behold, I have told you before. So he told us beforehand that this was going to be happening, so we'll understand it, so we'll see it, and we won't fall prey to it. But he's not gonna be able to deceive us because we got the game plan. We got Esau's whole game plan in these scriptures.
We do, and then most importantly, man, we have to remind ourselves. I have to remind myself that when we see something that's broadcast on social media that's coming off from the media, from that, you have to look at that with a grain of salt because it's probably not true. That's it. All right, because Esau gives you information, right, but then he gives you mis and disinformation at the same time. We're gonna wrap with this one. This is 2 Ezra 9:9, and it reads, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain."
Death. By
right? And so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Kwam Yasharallah,
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Turn those machines back on. Sell